They take on Albania tomorrow, looking to maintain their 100% record in World Cup qualifying. Thomas Tuchel and captain Harry Kane have been speaking ahead of the game. Let's cross there now and join our football correspondent, Rob Dorset. Rob, good evening to you. Plenty of focus on strikers and who could be deputy to Harry Kane next summer. Has Thomas Tuchel dropped any more hints about that?
Yeah, it has. I mean, look, it's been a huge area of debate because, of course, there's only one striker in this current England squad, Harry Kane. And Thomas Tuchel said that he didn't include Ollie Watkins, who's the obvious understudy, I think, to Harry Kane, because he was suffering with a bit of a knock. And then Ollie Watkins went and played 81 minutes for Aston Villa at the weekend, so that surprised a few people. But, of course, he did in the last game against Serbia at Wembley on Thursday, for a big chunk of the second half, try Phil Foden as a false nine. And Tuchel said he was very impressed with him. He's also talked about the possibility of Marcus Rashford playing there, Anthony Gordon playing there as well. And so we started getting the impression that maybe, just maybe, that Harry Kane would be England's obviously first choice striker, but that Tuchel might be a bit more creative in the way that he approached the forward areas for the World Cup. So I asked him directly about that in the pre-match news conference tonight, and he was a bit more categorical in his reply than I was expecting, to be honest.
We've just spoken to the captain, who of course is the only out-and-out striker you've got in the squad right now. I can see you looking at me as though you've got...
If you say so.
Yeah, OK, I'll come on to that. I mean, look, but now that you're trying Phil Foden as a false nine, and you said there's other players you'd like to try in that position, is it possible that you might only take one striker to the World Cup?
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so. It is possible, but I don't think that this will happen. It's still a long way to go.
Go on, explain to us what your thinking is.
No, we will go with a very balanced squad. I guess I have never picked a World Cup squad. I have never picked a squad for a tournament. So this is something for in between March and May. But the general idea, I would say, is to pick a balanced squad with all kinds of characters, different characters, and different qualities. But yeah, I cannot rule it out that we go only with one striker, but it's very likely that we have more like classic number nines than just one.
OK, so that's the strikers, Rob, but does Thomas Tuchel know his best midfield?
No, I think that's one area where England are still looking at options. And by midfield, look, I think we have to separate the number 10s from those, because Thomas Tuchel has made it very, very clear that he's got a lot of number 10 options and he won't take all of those great options that he's got. And at the moment, he's adamant that Jude Bellingham and Morgan Rogers are battling it out for first choice number 10. But in terms of number 8 and number 6, the box-to-box midfielder and the more defensive midfielder, that's how he says he likes to play and how he likes to set his England team up. I think we're getting a clearer idea, and that involves Elliot Anderson. Of course, we know that Declan Rice is England's first choice number 8. He's one of the first names on the team sheet. If he's fit, he not only goes to the World Cup, but he starts the games for England as well. But Elliot Anderson has come from nowhere a few months ago to be dominant as England's defensive midfield player. He started each of the last 5 England internationals in that position. Thomas Tuchel has hinted he's got a bit of an injury that he's carrying, and that because he played 85 minutes against Serbia at Wembley on Thursday night, he might not play the full game out here in Tirana tomorrow night. But have a listen to the England manager talking about Declan Rice and Elliot Anderson, because with Alex Scott waiting in the wings, Adam Wharton waiting in the wings out here in this particular squad, Tuchel seems to have a pretty clear idea about whose first choice centre midfielders are right now.
Yeah, you're very right. Elliot and Declan are at the moment ahead in midfield. They are a very good pair and they complement each other very well. We are very happy with both of them performing on highest level in club and for us as a country. So biggest compliment to both of them.
And as usual on Matchday -1, as we say in the trade, you see coach flanked often by captain, in this case Harry Kane also spoke to the media. Rob, will he start against Albania?
The fact that he was in the pre-match news conference is a pretty clear indication that he will. I've not covered an England game yet where the player they stick up for the news conference the day before doesn't start a game. And again, because Thomas Tuchel had used Phil Foden as a false nine at the end of the last game, we thought maybe he'd try that again, but not from the start. I think he'd like to try and see that probably at some stage tomorrow night against Albania here, if the game is going the way he wants. But talking to Harry Kane right now, he is in extraordinary form. He scored 26 goals already this season for club and country. If you actually look at the stats, and it's still very early in the season, of course, but if he carries on the scoring rate he is on right now, he stands to beat, by the end of the season, Lionel Messi's record for the highest number of goals ever scored by a player in the top 5 European leagues. So we wait that one with interest, and you'll know that Harry Kane knows that, by the way. Records and milestones really matter to him. But I put to him tonight that it feels that he's getting better with age. And I asked him directly, are you the best player you've ever been right now?
I'd say, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'd say probably, yeah. Obviously, I've had good moments throughout my whole career, but I think just on a whole, physically, mentally, obviously the goals, the way I'm involved in the game, probably more than what I have been in other years. Yeah, it's all kind of come together nicely, and yeah, playing obviously for England, I always feel like I'm playing for one of the best teams. I'm going to get chances, and also with Bayern, I feel you know, we're in a really good moment, which helps me and helps me get chances. And yeah, so far this season, it's been really good.
So that was Harry Kane talking there about the form that he's in. A bit of surprising team news we got from the England head coach tonight. We saw all of the players left in the squad train for the first 15 minutes in the warm-up at Tottenham's training ground this morning. Michael Bridge, our reporter, was there to cover that for us. But Tuchel revealed that Ezri Konsa suffered a bit of a tighter hamstring after the cameras were sent away, and as a result he has not travelled out here with the rest of the squad. And of course Mark Gay isn't part of the squad either, having been out with England for much of this break despite a foot injury. So that's 2 of England's first choice centre-backs that are missing. Fully expect John Stones to anchor the England defence tomorrow night out here, but will it be Dan Burn, will it be Trevor Chalobah, or will it be Gerald Quansah alongside him? Quansah would be making his England debut. Whatever happens, England's players and the head coach want to go out on a high. It's their final competitive match before the World Cup next summer, and it's the last game of 2025. So certainly all the England players and Thomas Tuchel himself are expecting a big performance tomorrow night.
All right, thank you very much indeed, Rob. Rob Dorsett there live for us in Tirana this Saturday evening.